Well, good morning, all. Ivy wants to wish all a happy new year. This is our second week into everything. And she keeps growing, as you can see, getting to be a more beautiful and beautiful girl, sweet as can be. But let's talk about today, because it is Monday, and here we are on the 9th of January already, 2023, getting on to 8:30 a.m. And as you can see, the stock market continuing with the rally that it had off the weakening, increased amount of wages in Friday's jobs report. That's what this is all about. It is carrying up, well, I should say first, it is breaking the dollar, which in turn is carrying up the gold, the silver market. Copper with a 4 in front of it now. I'm telling you, I think copper's going to a 5 in front of it. So yes, I am looking, I don't know if it's later this year, it'll be later this year, but how much later this year, early next year. But as the world eventually gets past this recession talk, one of the markets that everybody needs for every product is copper. Electric vehicles, homes, the splurge that's going to happen in China and the property markets. Keep your eye on that market. In the grain markets, trying to pick up anything, well, you're just playing, especially in soybeans, you're playing, how's the weather going in Argentina and Brazil? That is really what you're playing in that particular market. Bonds and notes, you're going to get to a point here where they're too far on the rally ahead of themselves. The Fed is not going to stop raising interest rates. Whether they go a quarter or a half point will be determined. This week should be, by you, labeled. Last week was Labor Week. Let's call this one the labor or what? No, CPI. We want to see what the inflation data comes out like, and that comes out at the very end of the week. And that's going to help us get a handle on, is inflation still moving too high for the Fed? Is it abating? Is it slowly coming down? Which brings me back to the argument that people have to get an understanding of what Friday's jobs report was. And I think so many are missing this. You are not seeing wages slip. They are just not rising at the rate they were. So instead of a 4% increase, you have a 2.37% increase rise. We're not seeing that they're falling. The rate of the increase isn't as much, and where I went to school, that's still an inflationary number, and that will still keep people coming to the labor market, which means the Fed has a difficult job. It's not over. On the energy markets, we're up about 11 cents here. And notice, I have switched gears now, and I'm moving to the Marches in everything that I follow there. So be ready for that. A market that I think could have more upside than people think right now is cotton. It acts to me like a market that wants to bottom a bit here. As you and I step back and we look at the day's data, the Baker Hughes rig count on Friday showed the amount of rigs down 7, not increasing. They were down 7. They're up 184 over a year ago. At 9 o'clock this morning, we're going to get the Conference Board Employment Trends Index. I expect it's going to be strong. Atlantic Fed President Bostic's going to talk to the Rotary Club of Atlanta this morning around 11 o'clock. We have seen a lot of news coming out of China as to what they're trying to do in terms of spurring on their economy. And I think you got to pay attention to all that because it is so important. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about this because it's so important. And we're talking pivot points. Today, they're going to be important again. When you get a market that moves the way that we've had, often pivot points are an area that if you learn how to work with them, they become a lot of fun in it. It looks at the prior day's range, and you set up a midpoint, and from that, the formula, and by the way, you have this in your charting software if you have charting software work anything. It's going to give you a series of areas, and I want to show this. There's your midpoint, and from there, it's going to develop a series of areas of sells and buys. It's an excellent way that if you're looking to enter or exit markets to be using these, be it the sells or the buys under the market, especially with momentum, to give yourself an edge on the market. Is it easy to accomplish? Yep. Is it there on your charts? Yep. I teach you what kind of charts you should use with it, how to set the formula. It's very, very simple. The colors that I use, and it's all free to use. And that's the thing. I want to show you how I teach, because it's my other courses where I think the real meat of other things come in. The outside day course, which we're seeing a lot of that happen between Friday and today, and then always the enhanced Bollinger Band course, which I think is should be in everybody's arsenal. How do you get this information? Go to our website, iraepstein.com, and at iraepstein.com, all you got to do is take your cursor, move it over the top, or if that never works, just go to iraepstein.com, and on the far left, you will see free offers. The simplest way, just make a phone call. When you do, my staff will take all your information. You'll have it. You'll get all this information, the course and everything, while you're on the phone. Can't make it easier. I'm Ira Epstein. I'll see you at the end of the day, and I have some news for you tomorrow because I'm not going to be here Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week. I'm taking a few days for myself. I had the flu over the weekend. I feel so much better. I am recovered, so I'm back in the saddle. I'm Ira. You have a great weekend, a great day rather, trading day, and I'll see you tonight as the markets wrap up. Take care.